Bro, thank you for choosing this video. Welcome back to this channel, a haven for Chelsea news updates. So find a comfortable seat and grab a drink, because this time I'm presenting 10 stories about Chelsea off the pitch that you probably didn't know. I hope to reach 300 likes. By liking this video, I'm even more motivated to provide as much news as possible and as interesting as possible for you. And finally, please comment where you're from. I'd love to know which countries are watching this video. Chelsea will return to action in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup against Wolverhampton Wanderers at Molineux Stadium. This match will be a crucial test for Enzo Maresca's side, who are looking to maintain their positive momentum after several impressive results in the Premier League. The match is scheduled for Wednesday, October 29, 2025, with kickoff at 7:45 p.m. UK time. Viewers in the UK can watch the match live on Sky Sports Plus. In addition, the Chelsea official app and the club's official website will broadcast match day live starting 5 minutes before kickoff, complete with audio commentary and minute-by-minute updates. Ahead of the match, Enzo Maresca's press conference is scheduled to air on Tuesday, October 28, 2025, and can be replayed on the club's official YouTube channel. The question is, can Chelsea overcome Molineux and secure their place in the quarterfinals? Enzo Maresca faces another headache ahead of the EFL Cup match against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Following the painful 2-1 defeat to Sunderland, the Italian manager confirmed that several key Chelsea players are no longer fully fit. In his press conference, Maresca admitted that several players are still playing through pain. Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and João Pedro have reportedly not trained daily due to ongoing fitness issues. All three are now doubtful for the midweek match. Furthermore, Maresca is also missing several other key players. Cole Palmer is confirmed to be out until early December due to a groin injury, while Benoit Badiashile will only return around Christmas after suffering a recurring muscle injury. Liam Delap has started training but still needs time to fully recover. Dario Asugo and Levi Colwill don't even have a definite return date yet. The good news is that Malo Gusto is back in contention after serving his suspension. However, Mihailo Mudryk remains suspended due to a provisional doping ban. Given this situation, Maresca is expected to make significant rotations when facing Wolves at Molineux. The question is, can Chelsea recover from the ongoing injury crisis? Liam Delap is reportedly close to returning to the Chelsea first team after nearly 2 months out with a hamstring injury. The 22-year-old striker sustained the injury while helping the Blues win over Fulham at the end of August. Delap's absence leaves Chelsea short of sharp attacking options. João Pedro has only scored 2 goals in 9 Premier League games, while Marc Guéhi, recalled from his loan spell at Sunderland, has yet to find the net. This situation has clearly made it difficult for Enzo Maresca to find the ideal attacking combination, especially since Cole Palmer is also still injured. Maresca confirmed that Delap returned to team training last Thursday and is likely to be included in the squad for the Carabao Cup match against Wolverhampton Wanderers. However, the coach emphasized that he will gradually adjust Delap's playing time to avoid a recurrence of the injury. Maresca also revealed that João Pedro, Enzo Fernandez, and Moises Caicedo have not yet trained fully as they are still recovering. This certainly highlights the importance of Delap's return to bolster Chelsea's attack, which has been weak in recent weeks. If Delap can return to his best form, he could be an instant solution to Chelsea's productivity woes. The question is his fitness strong enough to instantly turn the Blues' fortunes around?
Trevoh Chalobah couldn't hide his disappointment after Chelsea lost 2-1 to Sunderland at Stamford Bridge. The Blues had taken the lead but conceded a late goal, bringing a 4-game winning streak to a painful end. Chalobah emphasized that this defeat was a big lesson for the team ahead of a busy schedule until the end of the year. He believes Chelsea must be smarter about maintaining momentum, especially after taking a home lead. According to him, the main problem lies in 2 key aspects: consistency and the ability to break down the opponent's tight defense. Quote, "When the opposition comes to defend and disrupt our play, We have to know how to break them down, Chalobah said. We lost 3 times, then won 4 in a row. Now we have to be more consistent. He also highlighted the narrow margins of victory in the Premier League. One moment of inattention can ruin a result that should have been won. This defeat wasn't just about the scoreline, but about the team's character, which must be able to recover quickly. Can Chelsea respond to Chalobah's criticism with a positive reaction in their next match?
Chelsea slipped up again at Stamford Bridge after losing 2-1 to Sunderland, and the defeat seemed too painful to dwell on. But instead of dwelling on the dismal result, John Terry chose to focus on the positives, namely the young talent from the Cobham Academy who is stealing the show, Reggie Walsh. In Chelsea's U21 match against Arsenal, the young Blues won 2-1 thanks to Walsh's goal. Terry, who is in attendance at the stadium, didn't hesitate to praise him via his TikTok account. "I didn't expect the first team to lose today, but at U21 level, Reggie was outstanding. He had great character, a great performance, and capped it off with a beautiful goal," said the former Chelsea captain. Walsh himself is only 17 years old, but he's already made history this week. He became Chelsea's youngest player to appear in the Champions League after coming on as a second-half substitute in the emphatic victory over Ajax. Not only that, but he also signed his first professional contract with the club a few days later. With consistent performances and a mature character, Reggie Walsh's chances of being called back into the first-team squad are wide open, especially in this midweek's Carabao Cup match against Wolves. Amidst the fluctuating senior squad, the emergence of a talented young player like Walsh could be a glimmer of hope for Chelsea fans. Could Reggie Walsh be the next big star to emerge from the Cobham Academy?
Chelsea slipped up again at Stamford Bridge after losing 2-1 to Sunderland, and Marc Cucurella attributed the defeat to the team's failure to manage the match well. Chelsea took an early lead through Alejandro Garnacho's goal in the 4th minute, but lost focus again and saw their visitors score twice, through Wilson Isidore and Shamsuddin Talbi in the final minutes. In an interview with the club's official website, Cucurella emphasized that Chelsea must be smarter about maintaining momentum. "We have to learn to control the game. After taking the lead, we gave our opponent space. We have to close the game out quickly and not give them another chance," he said firmly. Cucurella also highlighted Chelsea's weakness in anticipating long throws, which again led to a goal. "We knew Sunderland would capitalize on long throws, and we've been practicing anticipating them. But we let our guard down, and that's no excuse," he added. This defeat ended Chelsea's 4-game winning streak, and they slipped back to mid-table. Enzo Maresca is now starting to come under pressure from fans, especially due to a recurring pattern of mistakes in key matches. Are Chelsea's problems simply tactical, or are they more likely due to an immature mentality under Maresca?
Chelsea are back in the spotlight after their embarrassing 2-1 defeat to Sunderland at Stamford Bridge. Paul Merson believes there's one major missing element from Enzo Maresca's team, and it's not Cole Palmer, but Liam Delap. Palmer is still out with a groin injury that has been bothering him since the start of the season. However, according to Merson, it's Delap's absence that has had the biggest impact. The young English striker last featured against Fulham in Week 3 after a superb performance against West Ham. For the past 2 months, João Pedro has been the main striker, but his performances haven't had a significant impact. Merson even believes Pedro would be better suited to playing deeper, while Gui, who started against Sunderland, only touched the ball about 10 times, evidence that Chelsea is missing a focal point up front. Chelsea need Delap as soon as possible. They need a player who can be a focal point. Without him, their game loses its way, Merson told Sky Sports. The good news is that Maresca confirmed that Delap has returned to first-team training at Cobham, although he's not yet fit enough for the match against Sunderland. The manager will likely hold him back for the Carabao Cup tie against Wolves, but is targeting a comeback against Tottenham in the Premier League. With their city rivals awaiting, Delap's return could be key to a resurgence for the Blues at a crucial time this season. Do you think Delap can immediately transform Chelsea's performance upon his return? Chelsea came into the match against Sunderland with 4 consecutive wins, but they proved to be illusory. Victories over teams like Benfica, Ajax, Liverpool, and Nottingham Forest didn't reflect their true strength. Against a Sunderland side in good form, the Blues showed their old selves again, taking the lead, then losing 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. Criticism immediately focused on Maresca. Many felt that Chelsea's players had declined recently. The most prominent focus was on João Pedro, who has now recorded a shocking record: 2 months without a single shot on target. Maresca's tactics are now being questioned. Is his approach too rigid, stifling his players' creativity? However, some are still giving him time. The absence of key players like Palmer and Levi Colwill is certainly significant. But for a club as big as Chelsea, losing to a newly promoted team is still unacceptable. If Maresca doesn't find a solution soon and revive his players, the pressure from the Stamford Bridge crowd will be just a matter of time. Do you think Maresca has lost his touch at Chelsea?
Brazilian media have been busy highlighting the performances of 2 young players from Brazil in Chelsea's match against Sunderland. Although Estevão Willian put in an energetic performance after coming on in the second half, his efforts weren't enough to save the Blues from a 2-1 defeat at Stamford Bridge. Estevão had previously been the hero in the victory over Liverpool before the international break, but this time his movement was limited by the Sunderland defense. Meanwhile, João Pedro, who was entrusted to start in the number 10 position, put in a disappointing performance. Globo Esporte wrote, "João Pedro played deeper but didn't stand out. Estevão brought a new touch but struggled to find space." Enzo Maresca reportedly kept João Pedro due to limited options due to injury. However, his performance is now starting to become a concern. The former Brighton man hasn't registered a single shot on target in the Premier League in the last 2 months. Chelsea are hoping the return of Liam Delap will revitalize their attack. His partnership with Pedro had shown promise against West Ham. But with such declining performance, does João Pedro still deserve to be Chelsea's main starter?